Hey guys, what's happening? Happy Easter 2020. If you're watching this video, clearly you've made it this far, so well done enjoying self-isolation, enjoying quarantine and lockdown, and hopefully some games over the 4-day weekend here in Australia. Hopefully you guys are enjoying some of that action as well. Now this cool little article comes to us via the way of GameSpot, and it comes to us via a guy named Eddie, and I'm going to butcher this, so forgive me, but McCuck? Eddie McCuck? Sorry, Eddie, I know I've just absolutely destroyed your name there, so please forgive me, but it is in regards to the Xbox Series X pushing this notion of all-access subscriptions. So now I don't mind this, but if I'm being completely honest, it doesn't represent great value to me. I've never really been one to go out and I guess put things on, I guess, a long-term kind of subscription. You know, other than things like Xbox Live or Game Pass, that sort of thing, I don't typically tend to, you know, get involved with phone plans or, you know, pay things off over a long period of time. I tend to either just go and buy it outright or use a credit card, but that's just me. But I do know this will be appealing for a lot of consumers, particularly those that are, I guess, experiencing a degree of financial difficulty due to this whole scenario that we find ourselves in at the moment. So this could actually be something that really takes off for Microsoft, and again gives consumers another option to jump into next gen. So let's go and have a look at it. Essentially what it is that Microsoft, as it says here, you can see it right here on screen. I'll highlight that, but it basically says Microsoft is going to push its smartphone style all-access subscription program for the Xbox Series X when it launches. Now what this essentially means is that you'll be able to get a console, you'll be able to get access to Xbox Live, and you'll also have access to Game Pass. So it's kind of like an all-in, as it says there, all-access subscription for next gen. Now that's a pretty cool idea. Now I'll talk to you about pricing and things like that, but in the US, it's looking like it's going to be $24 a month for an Xbox Series X, or $23 a month for an Xbox One S, or $20 a month for an Xbox One S All Digital Edition. So it's quite cheap in the US, but that actually doesn't translate all that well when we come to Australia. So I'll talk about that in a minute. But I do think, you know, given that a lot of people may not necessarily have a lot of disposable income, a lot of spare cash, you know, they probably racked up a big credit card debt, this may be an appealing option to assist some people to jump into the next generation. So from my point of view, that's a good thing. You know, as long as people can actually afford it and they're not getting into too much debt, I think, you know, it can be a pretty good option. So let's go over to the Telstra website. Now, for those of you who don't know, Telstra is an Australian phone or telco company. You guys, you know, there'd be different ones of these all around the world, kind of like, you know, is it AT&T in America, that sort of thing. But what we have here is the current deal for Xbox One S and Xbox One X. So it is all access. You can see here it's got Return of the Jedi, it's got Game Pass, and it's got an Xbox One S. So, you know, you get a console, you get over 100 games, plus you get the online piece, which is pretty cool. But how much is it? So in Australia, we're looking at $27 per month for an Xbox One S, so a total cost of $648, or $34 per month for an Xbox One X. Minimum total cost there is $816 when you're connected to a 24-month plan. So pretty significant. Now, if you're looking at this from the US or the UK, you're probably thinking, you know, that's a hell of a lot of money, $648 for an Xbox One S. And you'd be right, you know, if you stack all of these things together, it is quite expensive over that full lease term. I guess that's the best way you can call it. It's a locked-in contract for the period of the for the promotion, but it does actually represent some value relative to the retail prices. Now, you could probably guess, you know, you can get an Xbox One S on promo or on deal for a really sharp price point in Australia. You can probably get, you know, Xbox Game Pass for a decent deal. You could probably get Xbox Live for a decent deal, but this really provides it to you up front on a no-fuss program for $27 a month. It's not a bad option. it's definitely not the cheapest way to go, but it's not a bad option if you're paying it off per month. Now, I do believe you get to keep the console at the end of the promo period, so you could always sell the console and upgrade or redeem it into something else. So you could recoup a little bit of the cost at the end. So it's not a bad deal, and I do think it gives some options to some gamers out there. But like I said, it's not for me. I'll probably just go and buy these outright. They're not too extravagant as an expense. They're probably going to be, if I had to guess, the Series X in Australia will probably be somewhere between $649 and $699 day one. So it's getting up there, but it's not too taxing. So there you go. Anyway, guys, look, that's just my take on this whole, what are we calling it? The Xbox All Access, which is coming to the Xbox Series X later in the year. I think it's a really good option for those consumers where this would appeal. From my point of view, it's not for me, but it's always good to have options. Anyway, guys, look, if you've liked today's video, you know what to do. Hit that like button for me. If you are new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe. And as always, guys, get involved in the conversation via the comment section down below. And I'll see you all in the next video.